Alright, we're gonna get started here a little bit earlier than normal. Trying to make up for all the technical difficulties that we had last night. But we'll be starting here shortly. Start off with a little PC as we intended to do last night before all the issues, and move on to console. Oh no, no. Get out of that. Yeah, I'm hoping all the technical difficulties have been wiped out, Miss Junie. That was quite the experience. And so far, looks like everything's running smooth on my end, but you know, just in case, be sure to let me know.
My God, first time in here. I love your voice, so cute. Thank you, Raul. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Let's see. Can I sell some things to this guy, or he doesn't want my junk, do you? You don't want my things. How about you? A vendor, perhaps, wants my things.
It took so long to get everything working last night that by the time everything started working fine, I almost just went to sleep, and I was like, get a couple games in, at least for you guys that tried to stay up to watch me play. At least so you had something to watch, I guess, when you woke up. But you got me earlier today, too. So, I mean, we all went around. Alright, let's see how smooth this works. The hell is it? Oh, it's the trapper. Don't worry, I shall rescue you. Run! Don't stay with me! Go somewhere else! Oh, shit! Nice. What would you think about Indiana Jones 5? But this time, the MacGuffin is Hollow Earth, and I don't know if you've ever heard about that. No, I have not. To be honest, I haven't watched any of the Indiana Jones films in a long time. Like, I didn't even watch The Crystal Skull. Mostly due to the bad reviews for it, I just stayed away from it. The only one that I remember more than any of them is the one with the Holy Grail. He's on his way back to make sure nobody got me. what the hell was that? I mean, I don't see a reason why the baby from Jason Goes to Hell shouldn't be, sorry. Like, shouldn't come back for another film in the New Line universe. Oh, I got Metal of Man. Oh, nope. I saw that coming a mile away. He is all over me. Fuck! And I tried to give him enough time. That's a hell of a theory, Miss Junie. See if the rest of these guys got out. I mean, that could always work for Elias. Like, but I'm always like, the way I always look at Elias is essentially someone, ooh, because of the abuse factor that they always associate with Elias, to being this really rugged down kind of guy. Like, pretty much just really beaten up. Almost like how Michael looks in New Halloween. Like, as old as he looks on there and as rugged as he looks. I would picture that with Elias, but with, like, kind of longer hair. Maybe a few deformities if you really make him the father of Jason and you don't go with the game idea that he was only essentially a stepfather. on, guys. You gotta make it out. Make my sacrifice count. Ooh, and Noed. And you found Noed. I mean, that sounds like a very interesting sequel that you could probably do with Indiana Jones. I think most of the problems that those big time movies like that have is that they don't put enough into the writing. Or if they do put enough into the writing, then the studios essentially start butting their heads in and then really screw with the overall story. Like either wanting a certain product placement. Oh man, hesitated on that pallet. I mean, Christopher Lee would have been a great Elias. Especially if you want to go the occult route with him. Oh, that was nice.
My room is almost clean. I said my room is almost clean.
Cool.
Can you get me the Diary of Anne Frank book?
We'll see.
Yeet.
I think the only thing you need to look for with that, Miss Junie, is actually watching Ash versus the Evil Dead at the end, where all the dark ones are there, making sure that that all ties together with that. Because, I mean, I'm not against the idea at all. I just want to see, like, pretty much, I would want you to look at the continuity between pretty much what you're doing and to the Evil Dead verse, that so that way it coincides and flows a bit better of a story. And for someone that, I guess I wouldn't say casual, because only hardcore fans would understand the reasoning behind Elias being an occultist and a dark one and all like that. but just to sort of connect the dots a bit. Hey, Death, how you doing? Welcome back. Looks like everything in the stream is working. You missed all the technical issues last night. Oh, no problem, Death. Last night I went through very much the same thing with my... First, my computer just was skipping frames insanely bad. Um, and then after I ended up getting that fixed, I went to stream again. And as soon as I got even remotely into a game, I my internet just completely went down. I'm guessing they were doing work in the area or something like that late at night, but my internet went down, didn't come back on till maybe a couple hours later, and then by that time I was like, what the hell, I'd stream anyways. I know it's on the channel, so that way for a lot of you guys that fell asleep waiting for me to come back, essentially had something to watch, to know that I was still around there making something for you guys to at least try to enjoy. Albeit there wasn't hardly anybody in the chat, so I wasn't talking to a lot of people. But I mean, you at least got some gameplay out of it. So as far as internet and computer issues, Death, I'm right there with you. Trust me, I completely sympathize and will not hold anything against you for anything of those sorts. I mean, I won't hold anything against you anyways, but... That's actually not a bad choice, Miss Junie. If you're going to go... If you can't get Christopher Lee, Charles Dance is a hell of a choice to get. Either him or the guy that almost like looks and talks just like him from Underworld that played Victor. I can't remember his name, but both of them are very similar to each other. And both honestly could pull off the Elias kind of feel that I think you're going for. Although Charles Dance, I think, lends himself better to the occultist stuff. I think with the way he's more relaxed in his dialogue, he can deliver what you would want. Where the other guy from Underworld, he's more aggressive. He's the aggressive type that I would like to say. Oh, no worries, Death. I will see you when you get back. Which let me know if Death's not the only one and the stream is buffering on your end too. On my end, it's showing everything is working fine. But apparently with the OBS update, there was a new encoder that they put on there, and you know how all new stuff, you got to work out the bugs on these things. So I'm just wanting to be sure. I'm a little uneasy with how they tend to rework things. This is not going to go well with this map. Oh, and Hexron. Dirty bastard. I feel like you almost have to run Hexron with Freddy, though. Nice. What's going on, baller? Oh, you running with me? Come on, where the hell's another gen at down there? Is he above us? It seems like all the gens... Well, that ain't good. What the fuck is that? Okay. Not much. Just playing the game on the stream. Yeah, I can see Jason killing a teenager with a bong. I feel like I've seen a slasher do that before, though. I'm not sure who, but I feel like I've seen that. Alright, we may have to head upstairs there, my friend. Ooh. Maybe not up this way. Ooh, you found one. Jeremy Irons would be a good pick too. Oh. All right, time to go. I see you over there. Fucking shit, and I don't have self-care or a generator down here to wake me the fuck up. Come on. Where's my friends? Oh, no game volume on the stream. I have to check that. I told you this shit is like real weird. If it's not one thing, it's another. Next thing you know, I'll fix the game volume and fucking... fix the game volume, then the mic goes off. Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't see the flashlight till it's too late. Oh, well. Let me check this real quick. Alright, looks like I got the audio working again. I guess I never changed it over because my computer didn't change it over to my headset automatically. But oh well. Alright. Yeah, I think someone did die with Bong and Idle Hands, if I remember right. I mean, I actually haven't had a chance to watch Mandy yet, so I don't know if that director would be good with the tone or not. Like, as long as they don't make the mistake of trying to be overtly gory, like with gallons and gallons of blood everywhere, and they rough up the quality a bit, sort of making it a little bit more gritty and not as polished as the reboot was in Freddy vs. Jason, or even Jason X. As much of a shit movie as Jason X was, it was still way too over-polished for it to be a Friday the 13th film. Like, I would want something along the lines that brings it back to the tone of the first 5 movies. Part 6 was starting to get a little bit too over-polished. Part 7 took it back a little, in my opinion, to that original tone, just with that supernatural kind of feeling that was that pretty much was left behind by Part 6. So it was the perfect combination of the two. Not too polished, but it gave you the supernatural elements that were given to you in Part 6. Is there a totem behind it? Only there is. Guess not. Not this time. I really don't like that I'm not hearing the killer at all. Which makes me automatically assume it's either the pig or Michael. Likely Michael, because I haven't seen any jigsaw traps anywhere. Could also be the Wraith. Skill checks. Oh shit! It's the hag. Oh fucking shit! Oh, I wasn't ready. Oh. This is not good. None of us on gens either. Heal me up. Commit to it. You're gonna end up running risk of blowing the shit up. She'll never know. Good God, there's traps everywhere. Hey Ghost, how you doing? Just got out of work? That's cool. I think if, based on Duke's last encounter, what Jason did to him, I think he'd likely be in a wheelchair. With as strong as Jason's depicted, and with Freddy versus Jason being directly after that, feats of strength, a bear hug from Jason would cripple Duke permanently. Close. Why didn't she just keep going? Oh, fucking shit, fucking shit! God damn it, the hag, man! Whew. Metal of man. Fuck! Ooh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm running through all of them. Where's the stiff arm button? Oh, that's some bullshit! Oh, you bastard! In the words of Captain Rhodes, choke on him. Oh, shit. See if everyone else got out. Do I think Michael could survive a shot from a tank? No, not at all. I don't even think Jason could survive that. There's many ways you could write all of that in. It's just a matter of making sense of everything. And I know with the reaction people had towards Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell, it's very likely people may steer clear of those two. Batman with a lightsaber versus Luke. Ultimately, I'd probably say Batman with the lightsaber.
Stella!
He'd be more willing to do harm
Here.
than possibly Luke would. At least if they're following the whole Jedi kind of thing.
Groovy.
Sorry, watching someone trying to figure out a caulking gun for the first time. That's quite the show.
Shut up! Stop new to me.
I mean, they can't see it. Someone has to narrate it.
That's quiet.
That's an interesting fan casting. Chris Jericho as Tommy.
Okay, where do you cut this thing at? Just
At
top?
the tip. Yes.
It's right there.
Take it.
It's gonna be fun, dude.
Dude, not up here. Not in the face.
Fuck.
It's like I always pick the one area that runs into him. I think Tyler Mane would make a good Jason if the way he portrayed Michael Myers was any indication. But you could definitely make an argument that his Michael Myers was more like a was more of a Jason than it was the Shane. Oh shit, that didn't work out well. gotta do, people. Nice little hiding spot. What the hell are you people doing over there? I don't mind at all, Jason. My issue comes from when they try to make him Frankenstein-ish. Up until Freddy vs. Jason, Jason never walked or moved anything like Frankenstein. And it was done only to give Freddy a chance, which was irritating. Get them heels up. Jesus Christ, man. Only so many times you can potato on a goddamn generator. I think he might be dead. he's in dungeon. Oh, he's got no ed till. Really? Oh, man. This is... Already got it open? What if Darth Maul was a Jedi? That'd be a pretty good what if story. I think the thing with Tommy is I don't want him, at least as a fan of Friday the 13th, the thing that Friday the 13th always had going for it was that it was fairly relatable. The characters are relatable. I mean, obviously not everyone gets stalked by a hockey mask serial killer, but the characters are very much relatable. And I think the intrigue with Tommy, especially when he was played by Corey Feldman, was that Corey Feldman was a relatable little kid. And even when you factor in what's his name, John Shepard, that played Tommy in Part 5, he was even fairly relatable. You bought him as a teenager, like that would have gone through the traumatic things that Tommy did. And then you go to Tom Matthews, which is kind of a progression, but was a step away on what they originally intended for the character. I would want a Tommy that was more in line with what we hear by the end of the Tommy tapes, where he's completely unhinged, crazy, and I would want him to be played by someone that can convey that. I don't want an action hero Tommy. I want someone that looks like they've been through hell their entire life. I think if Michael Myers would have killed Laurie in the 2018 movie, he would have pretty much just moved on to the next victim. As we see in that movie, without Dr. Sertan bringing Michael Myers to Laurie's house, Michael would have never crossed paths with her, and he could have cared less what she was doing. She even shot him, and he still just carried on. I don't think Michael really cared too much about Laurie. It was sort of the flip where the original, well, not the original timeline, because Laurie was dead in the original timeline from the car accident, and that's why Jamie was adopted and so forth. But in the H2O timeline, they made it where Michael was extremely obsessed with Laurie, and that's why he kept coming back after her. In this new timeline, they sort of flipped that around. Laurie's more of the obsessed person with Michael, and she's hunting him, which is why you see so many points in the movie where she's doing a lot of things that Michael does, where she's standing outside of the school watching pretty much her granddaughter, where her face just comes into not focus, but out of the shadows from behind Michael, like Michael did to her. And the balcony scene where she falls down and Michael turns away, looks back down, and she's gone. That's indicating that the roles have reversed, at least with their relationship. But I think if Michael would have killed her, he would have moved on to the next person.
What now?
I think I'm gonna do 2 more games on PC, then I'm gonna cut the stream, and I'm gonna go get something to eat, and then I'm gonna come right back, and then I'll do a couple more games on console to finish out this PC versus console Dead by Daylight day. As always, I thank you guys for sticking with me, watching the stream. Those of you who have also subscribed or even followed me on Twitch, subscribed on YouTube, all of that good stuff. Thank you for staying around, watching me as I play games, and sticking with me through my more boring stints where I get so focused in the game I don't really say anything, and I almost forget to look at chat from time to time. But hey, I mean, when you're getting chased by a killer, sometimes focusing becomes an issue. I know I just watched Michael vs. Jason fan film not too long ago. I don't know if it's the same people. It sounds familiar. Is that the one where Michael gets his hand cut off? Not to spoil it for any of you guys that haven't watched it yet. God, there's no pallets anywhere. Yeah, if that's the one, that was a really good fan film. I like the costumes and how Michael's mask got dirty in that. I am definitely with you. I do not understand how Michael would have lasted that long against an undead Jason. And how a good portion of the fight boiled down into a fist fight between the two. I love that. However, disconnects. I got a good med kit. Those in there. Put that in there, and I will make this my last game. And then I will go eat some food and come back for console.
All right.
Yeah, one good machete swing should have been it for Michael. Exactly. Which I was getting worried that they would have did that when Michael started stomping on Jason's face. Just because of that happening in the movie. But then you have Michael's hand getting cut off and stabbed multiple times with the machete and essentially left with the machete stabbed in him, in his back. And Jason just carries on, and it tries to end ambiguous with Michael holding the machete, watching him leave. As if the fight's going to carry on. Because now you look at this point, you have a Michael with one hand who is riddled with machete stab wounds. Now going against Jason, who essentially has no damage from what Michael really did to him. Because, I mean, Michael stabbed him a couple of times, broke his neck and all that, but nothing lasting that would affect Jason. Michael losing a hand, however, that greatly affects Michael. But, I mean, I get it from a YouTube fan video perspective. You want all fans to be satisfied with that video. So you need to make both of them look good. Which is why you even got that little part where the people come there after Michael breaks Jason's neck and Jason comes back to life and him and Michael just run through all of them and then start fighting again. 'tis a spirit. Ash knows all about the spirits. Making sure nothing in there. Is there no gem in here? I bet you have Hex rolling. Nope, no Hex rolling. Nice. Oh shit! Doesn't look like there's any pallets around here. Yeah, when Jason bashed Michael's head against the tree, that shit was hilarious. Yeah, I just don't see how well Michael can do with one hand. Oh, that's bullshit. I was healed. Oh, I ran right into that shit. Oh, that's some... Oh my gosh. I was bamboozled. And there's no... Oh, they used all the pallets. I think hunger got to me. If Tommy was in this game, he'd likely be exactly like how Ash is. Ultimately, just a character skin with his own individual perks. I mean, I would like to see a movie for Friday the 13th that is uncut in the way of showing the kills. But also remember, a lot of the original Friday the 13th, you saw some of the kills, but they weren't that over the top, but they were still memorable. I mean, the Kevin Bacon scene aside, with the arrow through the throat and stuff like that. But there's the one guy who you never saw got killed that was just in the top bunk while Kevin Bacon was getting ready to be killed too. The axe to the head was mostly a visual. You saw blood, but it wasn't like it was splattered everywhere. The throat cut scene was bloody, but it wasn't gushing or anything like that. It all looked fairly realistic. Part 4 Jason versus Part 1 Michael. I don't know. Part 4 Jason was a beast, but he's also sustained a lot of injuries, and I think if the scenario puts them face to face with each other, I would want to probably say, I think in a face to face altercation, it would probably be Jason. In a setting where Michael can use stealth, then it'd be Michael. Guys, that's gonna do it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and make some food and re-up for later. Thank you guys for sticking around. Ghost, Miss Junie, Be More Baller, Death. I know you were working on your computer and your internet. Hopefully you get that fixed, and I see you in the next one. If not, I got the videos on the channel. Feel free to check them out. Thank you guys for sticking with me throughout this stream, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.